some young broke dude.
So basically, my friends wanted me to play my violin. I played it and they started clapping, but my playing and their clapping was so loud that the whole school heard me. Every teacher, every child, and everyone started clapping. Then 2 teachers came up to me and they were like, "That was good, you should do that every week." I was so embarrassed.
I was kidnapped by Korean gangsters when my mother took me to Korea at the age of 3. Apparently, my mother owed them money, and I was missing for 3 weeks. The U.S. government had to get involved because my dad was pissed.
So my girlfriend was in the bathroom, right? And I had to piss. So I just walked outside and proceed to pee. I look up to see my neighbor standing there and all she says is, "Nice dick," and walks back in her apartment. A history teacher dated and impregnated a senior. He kept his job, she transferred and gave birth. They married, divorced, and she became a history teacher in that same school. All within 4 years.
I was talking to this girl at the bar, and a guy walked past and touched her lower back, and I shit you not, she pulled out a mini walkie-talkie and said, "We got a 2319, and her friend came out of nowhere to save her.
Well, I just got publicly shamed by an old man at the coffee shop who thought my fishnet was too revealing. I lost my temper and told him to get bent. So, yeah, no, it's a day. The barista clapped for me at least. I accidentally clicked on an ex-boyfriend's Instagram live, and there's like 200 people on there, and he shouts, "Hey, Katie, everyone, it's Katie. She's my ex, like a cool ex, though, not a crazy one. She's gay now." A customer was grumpy at a restaurant I was serving at. He had finished his food, and I said, "Can I take this out of your way?" Because his plate was empty. He growled, "Does it look like I'm done eating?" and proceeded to pretend to eat invisible food off of his plate while glaring and maintaining eye contact with me. I watched him pretend to eat food off his plate for about 3 minutes, holding back laughter the whole time. I am Ted. I also got accepted to an academy and 2 colleges, and I know French and I talked in 6 months. Me. So, I was sipping on my iced coffee, which I never order, and this guy like, "I don't think you like it very much." Next thing I know, he yanked it out of my hands and mouth and tossed it on the ground. I was shook, just staring at my 3/4 coffee running out the cup. Anyway, he did buy me another drink and snack, but still, the coffee didn't hurt anyone. Most embarrassing moment. A priest caught my ex and me in the shower of a church house. My clothes were outside all over the floor and I had nothing to cover with but a washcloth. Last night at work, I was bartending and this girl asked me to stop flirting with her boyfriend, and I looked her dead in the eye and said, "I don't want your man, I just want his money." And this chick stares back and just says, "Same. Dead." Ah! I asked my 9-year-old nephew what he wanted as a congratulatory gift for passing the state test in 3rd grade. Positive reinforcement, you know. His response, a $100 gift card for Fortnite and a Balenciaga shirt. It only cost $400. What the fuck is wrong with these kids?
Story time. I got so drunk at school I vomited on the floor and passed out and said vomit until my friend texted me and told me we were in 4th period, so I had to collect my shit and dip.
My first Mother's Day, and this morning my little guy said "mama" for the first time. Can't get better than that. Fell asleep on my flight and woke up with my cheek on the shoulder of a cute boy next to me, and I told him, "Oh my god, sorry, that's embarrassing." But then he said, "Don't be sorry, we're practically married now that we've napped together," and asked if I wanted to grab a drink next week. What's going on?
Kids started bullying my son behind our townhome, and when he stood up to him, the other parents started threatening my kid like a teenager. Me, 2 seconds off the couch in all black with my gun on my side, busting through the back door with my crying kid. "Bitch, excuse me?" Got right up in that dad's face, screaming like a drill sergeant. Never seen a fucker run so fast. Why? Maybe he'll think twice who he chooses to mess with.
Ben be like, "Let me just play devil's advocate." Like, no, shut up. You are the devil. This post has influenced me beyond reason. Yesterday a man said to me, "Well, to be devil's advocate," and I said, "There's no advocate. Men are the devil, and when you speak, it's with his tongue." And he stared at me until we both awkwardly laughed because I momentarily was haunted by a Victorian feminist ghost.
In high school, I was the most popular kid there, and I was a huge stoner.
Anyways, I was in the back of class and I smoked probably close to an ounce and was blowing it out the window until the teacher noticed smoking smelling and he came to me right as I was hitting my joint and I held it in and he kept an eye on me the rest of class. I held my breath for 9 minutes straight and the second he looked away, I blew it out the window. The cute girl sitting next to me was so impressed she asked to smoke with me, so I took her home and we smoked and then had sex. I pounded her for like 3 hours and she came at least 20 times. Man, high school was awesome for me. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I got my wisdom teeth removed and right after we stopped by McDonald's, thank God not the one I work at, to get me a smoothie and I walked in the door and just screamed, "Nuggets." And my dad was like, "Okay, sweetie, how many nuggets? 4? 6? And I just looked at him and stage whispered, "All."
In elementary school, I hit this kid because he said I can't punch and I broke his nose, and then my stepdad picked me up and the office was like, "You have to say sorry." But then the kid was like, "But she proved me wrong. She doesn't have to say sorry." Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend of many, many years.
This is violently beautiful.
Not related, but close. Our home warranty sent us a dishwasher repairman to fix our dishwasher yesterday. Once he did, my husband told him, "Thank you, now I can do dishes easily." Repairman said, "But I thought you had a wife." Husband, "Yes, I do." Repairman, "I don't understand this American culture. This is what you have a wife for." Husband, "Sir, I wouldn't say that around my wife if I were you. Consider yourself lucky she isn't here to hear you. It would pain me to see how she'd handle you. Trust me, it wouldn't be pretty."
My normal-looking colleagues are amazed that I've never paid for sex. They regularly go to LA and Vegas for women like mentioned above, the Instagram types. The older guys tend to like to fly to Eastern Europe and Asia for their sex holidays disguised as medical conferences. Had a hot as fuck woman walk by the front of my ACR Viper, solid black with a single narrow red stripe front to back over the driver's position, while waiting for her to cross at the Saks entrance one summer evening and say, "You don't need this macho car to have me, guapo, but it certainly doesn't hurt." I replied, "Thank you. Your husband is a lucky man." She smiled and I roared off to wake up my hot blonde and fit wife from her nap by the pool by giving her a kiss while removing her bikini.
This lady at Jamba Juice just cut me in line and the worker saw, so when it was my time to order, he goes, "Congrats, you were the 18th customer today. You get a free drink of choice." Oh my fucking god, her face.
Well, my best friend was once at a baseball game and got his first kiss this way. The camera panned on him on accident, but he was literally sitting alone. Some smoking hot chick walked up to him from the row below and just gave him the first kiss of his life. It was super hilarious and awesome. One time I went grocery shopping with my mom's friend and she's an amputee, so we parked in the handicap spot, and then when we were leaving the car, some white lady started screaming at her from across the lot saying she should be ashamed of herself for parking in a special stall when she's perfectly healthy, so my mom's friend calmly removed her prosthetic hand and threw it at the lady.
Once I was on the subway with my 3-year-old son. I let him sit in a chair because he was behaving well that day and I thought I'd reward him. It was crowded, so there was only one seat left, his. A sturdy-looking man came up to my son and I, and he said to my 3-year-old son, "Come on, man, that was the last spot. You really gonna take it from me?" Kids these days, inconsiderate for adults. My 3-year-old son replied, "Don't you have anything better to do than to complain to a 3-year-old because you have to stand for a few minutes?" Nobody could believe that a 3-year-old was this intelligent. My 3-year-old son was a savage. He made the jerk cry, and everyone clapped.
My roommate found a bag with a tooth at the bar one time and was showing people, and the guy said he'd buy the tooth for $100, and as soon as it was in his hand, he popped it in his mouth and crunched it up and swallowed it and told him that if he had any other teeth, he wanted them. Retired tooth fairy. I am horrified.
I've been doing community service at the elementary school and these kids are absolutely coming for me, talking about where's your magic school bus at. I'm fed up.
Well, I got $500 I saved from Christmas and I'm running away tonight. Edit. Well, I only lasted a week and my family missed me. I was on the news and also I couldn't take that cold no longer.